Hi guys, in this video tutorial I am going to explain what is add component, add controller, add service and add repository annotations. So before starting this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and like this video. So let's start this discussion. So our first annotation is add component annotations. It is the main stereotype annotations. So what is stereotype annotation? Stereotype annotations are used to convert a simple class into a Spring Bean class. So this stereotype annotations are used to convert a simple Java class into a Spring Bean class. A Spring Bean class are those classes which are managed by Spring framework. Spring has the responsibility for object creation, object auto-wiring and object destruction. There are some more stereotype annotations which are derived from add component annotations. So these annotations are add controller, add service and add repository annotations. So from this block diagram we can conclude that add component is the parent annotations and add controller, add service and add repository are the child annotations. So here, as I mentioned, from the above block diagram, let us assume functionality X is the capability used for convert a simple Java class into a Spring Bean class. So as I told, these all four annotations are the stereotype annotations, means these all annotations having one common functionality, that is functionality X, which means or all four annotations are having the capability to convert a simple Java class into a Spring Bean class. And as we can see, add controller annotations and add repository annotations having some extra functionality also along with functionality X. So in case of add controller annotations, what is that extra functionality? That extra functionality is add controller annotations having the capability to convert a simple Java class into a web controller class. And in case of add repository annotations, what is that extra functionality? That extra functionality is it is very useful. This annotation is useful to convert a JDBC exceptions into a unchecked exception. So let's move next. This is add controller annotations. This annotation indicates that it is a Spring Bean class as well as it is a web controller class also. A web controller class is a class which can accept a web request and sends a HTTP response to the web. So this is the two functionality which add controller having. So next is add service annotations. This annotation is used for service class in which we can perform a business logic operations. This class is a simple Spring Bean class. So this add service annotations is having only one simple functionality, that is it convert a simple Java class into a Spring Bean class only. And this is add repository annotations. These annotations give the capability to a class to become a Spring Bean class, as well as these annotations having some extra capability also, that is to convert a JDBC exception into a Spring unchecked exception. So what are JDBC exceptions? So JDBC exception are the SQL exceptions, and almost all the SQL exception are the checked exception. So these annotations convert those checked exceptions into a unchecked or runtime exceptions. So this is all about theoretical part. So let's move to our Eclipse. So here I have created this demo project, and this is our controller class. So here I am using add controller annotations. So can we replace this add controller annotations with add component annotations, because add component is the parent of this add controller annotations. Can we replace this with add component annotations? The answer is no. Why? Because this add component annotations does not having the capability to convert a Java class into a web controller class. Okay, it means if we using this add component annotations here, then this Java class will not become a web controller class. So when any request come to our Spring Boot applications, Spring Boot not consider this class to map those URLs with URL available inside this class. So that's why we cannot use add component annotations here. So let's move to this service class. So this is add service annotations, and what is the functionality of this annotation? It give the capability to a class to become a Java Bean class. So can we use add component here? Yes, we can use here, because this class does not require any extra capability. It is just a simple Spring Bean class. So now move to this repository annotations. So what is the functionality of repository X annotations? It just convert a class into a Spring Bean class, as well as it provide the functionality to convert all checked exception into a unchecked exceptions. So here also we cannot use add component annotations here. We cannot use this here. Okay, because if we use this add component here, then all the SQL exception will not convert into the checked or runtime exceptions. So remove this annotations from here. So this is all about the stereotype annotations available in Spring Boot. Thank you for watching this video.